The footage you're about to see isn't just random surveillance. The streets say it was the first warning shot, an attempted hit, a move that set off a chain of events leading to one of the darkest moments in Nipsey Hussle's circle. And right in the middle of it all, Stephen Fats Donelson, Nipsey's closest friend, his right hand, his most loyal soldier, a man who would stand so close to Nip that loyalty would cost him everything. But who was Fats really? To understand his story, you can't just look at the night he died. You gotta rewind the tape, back to the 60s, back to the politics, the contracts, and the fallouts that shook Los Angeles. Because according to the streets, Fats wasn't just killed at random. His death was tied to one name that still sparks whispers to this day: Big U.
Black Sam, man. Say something, bro.
Oh man, what's happening? I don't really have much to say, man. Just nigga trying to make this shit right. I know my brother out there doing his thing. Yo, what's up to everybody?
Stephen Giles Donelson, better known to the world as Fats, was born in Los Angeles in 1986. He grew up in Hyde Park, one of the roughest areas in the city. For kids like him, gang culture wasn't just an option, it was the environment. Something you were born into, something you had to navigate every single day. For Fats, it meant rolling with the Rollin 60 neighborhood Crips. That's the same set Nipsey Hussle came out of. And from the moment their paths crossed, their bond was unshakable. They weren't just homies, they were brothers. But Fats wasn't your average soldier in the hood. On the surface, he was the kind of dude people might underestimate. Stocky build, always smiling, always cool under pressure. But in the streets, he had a reputation. Tough, loyal, and willing to fight when it mattered. If Nipsey had a move to make, Fats was right there with him. When Nipsey and Black Sam were hustling CDs and mixtapes out of the trunk, Fats was the one holding it down, watching for cops, making sure no one tried to take the money or the product. In those days, every sale mattered. Every dollar mattered.
Man, nigga used to get up early in the morning, 6:30. Used to go right down the street to Fats, pick him up. Used to post up right here early in the morning before the sun even come out. Be posted up right here in this parking lot, getting it every day. We had our table set up right here. Probably like 3 days in a row, police came, pulled up, took all our shit. We went back, read up. They pulled up again, took all our shit. The third time they put us in cuffs. Put me in cuffs, put Fats in cuffs. We like, man, what's going on, man? We trying to make some money, man. It was a black officer. We like, man, we all black, man. Shut the fuck up. That's what he's telling us. If y'all want to sell something right here, what y'all gonna have to do is do like the tax-paying citizens and go open up a store and lease it and pay rent and sell something out of the shop. Took all our shit. He uncuffed me. He didn't take us to jail and he left. We sitting down on this curb right here, me and Fats. Just like, man, what do we do? Everything's gone. You know, we keep taking a loss. Look up, across the street. It's high-speed tax service right now. That was the first Lawson T's. Right when we look up across the street, was a big-ass for lease sign. That was it right there. That's what we had to do. That was God telling us that's what we need to do. We need to be in that lot. We need to pay some rent, stop getting harassed by these police. That's the beginning of this shit.
How many fights I done had in this parking lot, I can't count, man. How many fights Fats had, my brother had, we can't count. How many, you know, incidents with the police right here. Let me show you something. So, you know, if you look where Ant's standing right there, that's where my brother was standing, you know, and if you look where, let me show you, stand about right here. You know, this is where the police was busting from. And police is trained shooters. Police don't miss. And you know, he busting like this in a full clip. And he didn't hit my brother at all.
And Fats was part of the grind that made Nipsey's dream possible. And as Nipsey started to gain traction, Fats' role didn't shrink, it got bigger. He wasn't chasing fame. He wasn't rapping. He was about business. He co-founded All Money and Records with Nipsey, showing that his loyalty went deeper than just being a friend. He was an investor, a believer, someone who put real skin in the game because he saw the bigger vision. That's why his death shook Nipsey so deeply.
Volume 1 bullets. That on me.
I put that on me?
Yeah, put that on me.
Yeah.
And there's a story that you talk about, like how you and Fats, rest in peace.
Was in Vegas.
Y'all was in Vegas.
Yeah.
And can you explain that whole story?
Man, that's a real story.
So the cops took y'all car, y'all riding dirty, and the cops took your car, and you had to walk to
Yeah, we was driving back to LA from Vegas. So it's a town in between LA and Vegas called Barstow. And it's basically the halfway point between Vegas and LA. It's 2 hours from LA, it's 2 hours from Vegas. So we was in Barstow, and little did we know Barstow's a racist town. I never stopped in Barstow unless we was like going to, it's like a little halfway point to Vegas, so you might use a bathroom, get some gas, and keep going. But we got pulled over. I'm smoking. No, matter of fact, Fat's smoking, but I'm driving. No, matter of fact, he driving because
his license revoked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so let me think, look, who's driving first? Yeah, I drove the first half, which was from Vegas to Barstow, and I didn't smoke because I'm like, if police bump us, I don't want to be high.
Yeah.
So boom, we get halfway, I tap Fats, you drive. I'm about to light this blunt, but you get behind the wheel. His license revoked. I got a license though. He like, all right, so he driving, he's speeding, police bumpers. Man, we got hammers behind the AC. All they gotta do is shine the flashlight, they gonna see the guns. So I'm like, damn, fuck it. I don't think the police that interested. I think he just was speeding.
Right.
So boom, police bumpers. He like, get out the car. He searched the car, don't find nothing. License, Fast license revoked. I'm like, I got a license. He like, yeah, but you high. I smell the weed, because I'm telling him, the driver wasn't smoking, I was smoking.
Right.
He like, yeah, but you high, you can't drive. I'm like, bro, we in the desert, you know what I'm saying? You can't impound a car out here, bro. It's like coyotes and shit, bro, and mountains, you feel me? You can't take the car, bro. Where we gonna go?
Right.
He like, bro, I'm taking the car, but it's a little truck stop, I'll take you right here, We like, damn, so he take the car, impound the car. Mind you, got 2 guns in the car.
Right.
And drop us at the truck stop. It's like 6 in the morning now. We walk in this little restaurant at the truck stop, everybody head turn. Like Life, you seen Life?
Yeah.
When Martin and Eddie Murphy asked for the white only pie?
Right.
Yeah, we walked in one of them places. And they just looked at us, and we like, we ordered some food, and, we like, man, we sick. We like, where's the bus station? And this, it wasn't Uber back then. We like, where's the bus station at? We gotta catch a Greyhound. We had some static in Vegas. We was out there hustling, so we took a L and, had some police issues and was just trying to get back home. And they like, the Greyhound station a mile down the road, y'all could walk. We like, fuck it, we walking down the road. Bro, 2 people pulled up in a pickup truck, threw a bottle at us, and said,
Wow.
I could not believe it. Was funny to me, bro. I'm just like,
it's insane. Like
just
the last thing you expect. Yeah.
And we got the car impounded. We took a L in Vegas. Then we walking down the street in Barstow, and a motherfucker throw a bottle at us. It's like 2000 and something.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it's still people.
That
Niggas
way,
said,
right?
Yeah, I'm just like, damn. So, hold on. I did know it's still. But I'm just like,
wasn't thinking
it just
that
kind of
happen
saw
this
off guard.
moment,
It was just like a movie. I couldn't believe it. So we walked to the Greyhound station, catch the bus back to LA, and how we got the car back and all that. That's another story.
That's another story.
Tell you off camera here.
What do you think Fats would think about all the success Victory Lap has had throughout this year?
Man, I think he would be satisfied and inspired, you know what I'm saying? And just feel like job well done. He worked with us from day one, you know what I'm saying? Like we was riding bikes, we was teenagers. And like he would be, what's the word? Like, I don't know, like just feel completed, you know what I'm saying? Feel like, you know what I mean? Full circle, job well done, like we did it, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Fats wasn't just a homie from the block. He was a cornerstone in the empire Nipsey was trying to build. Losing him wasn't just losing a friend. It was losing a piece of the marathon itself. Nipsey had signed a 10-year production deal with Big U back in 2009, but Nipsey was never built to stay locked down. By the early 2000s, he started moving on his own. According to Nipsey, things didn't end peacefully. Rumors say Big U's camp tried to sabotage him. There was even talk of an attempted backdoor setup. Whispers that Nipsey was warned about a hit while filming in Compton with YG. Instead of gambling with his life, Nip made the call. We're shooting this video in the hood, at the marathon. That decision might have saved him, but leaving Big U's shadow came with a price. At one point, Nipsey accused Big U of storming his studio and ripping out all the equipment. Big U later admitted he reclaimed gear that he owned, saying it wasn't personal.
I come home from college, he want to do music. So I'm like, okay, when we get the equipment, we're going to put it somewhere where we can all get to it.
But the streets took it different. tension was boiling, and Fats was right there in the middle of it. He wasn't an artist, he wasn't in the industry. But when Nipsey stood against Big U, that automatically meant Fats stood against him too. The rumors got louder, whispers of sabotage, whispers of hits, and then it turned physical. There are street stories that say Nipsey and Big U had a public altercation. Witnesses claim it started in the studio, escalated into the street, and ended with Nipsey holding his ground. Some even say Fats himself dropped Big U, put him on his pockets, humiliating him in front of everyone. Now, Big U has always denied these stories, but the fact that people still repeat them shows how powerful that moment was in neighborhood politics. Nipsey had broken free, and Fats was backing him all the way. From that point on, the air was thick. Nipsey's Marathon store was allegedly harassed. Whispers of punishment, whispers of retaliation, whispers of discipline. Fats' name kept coming up as Nipsey's shield, as the one standing closest to him.
But both the Fats was still mad. So when he came through that door, he turned up on Big U. Come on out here, let's get this in. He turned that down like his collar. Dead homies. Big U didn't want nothing to do with this dude. Strong as an ox. Short, pudgy. With a knockout. Center gravity. Couldn't see Nip. How the hell was he gonna see both the Fats? Dead homies. But the situation was something that he never could forgive. We know this. Everything the Marathon members did from that point on, it seemed like, or let's say allegedly, they tried to undermine it. Flocking they stuff, small break-ins, vandalism. They tried everything. But how do you get in the mix with somebody that don't need you? How do you get in the mix with somebody that's already balling? I think Nip was worth about like 4 million, 5 million at the time. So he wasn't entertaining no conversations from the opposition. Especially from Big U. With an offer that both the Fats couldn't refuse. It was nearly for free. The whole time. It was just to see the inner workings of what they had going on. To see their weaknesses, their strengths and their weaknesses. You know, like scoping a bank. They had security at the door. So they was a little bit more comfortable and laid back. But now, you making these offers that a brother can't refuse? Man, give it here. Selling it to me for the low when I already got my own motion. That was the beginning of the end for both the Fats. Because now this dude was able to dictate his movement and get up in his face under the guise of business partners of a barter system. So they did a couple of little plays. He copped a little bit from him for the low here and there. Until this one mysterious day, he get a call. I got some more flight, bro. Come outside. Man, they had security, so both the Fats in there in flip-flops and shorts. Marathon shirt. He comfy. Like chestnuts roasting over an open fire. He come outside in flip-flops. Looking both ways, looking for this dude. Like, where he at? He said he right here on the corner of West Boulevard and 59th. Dude's still on the phone with him. Oh, you gotta walk to the corner. I'm right here on the corner. I parked over here. By the time he made it to that corner, he was ambushed. And that dude was the last one seen rolling off. Allegedly. Asked the trenches though.
September 29th, 2017, Hyde Park. Fats was standing outside a Mary Jane dispensary where he worked as security. Around 10:45 p.m., a light-colored sedan rolled past. Shots were fired. Fats tried to run inside but collapsed at the door. By 11:10, he was gone. Just 30 years old. On paper, it was another drive-by. Police reports listed it as unknown suspects, but the hood wasn't buying that. The timing was too sharp, the location too direct. And when a man that close to Nipsey Hussle is taken out, people don't believe it's random. Some whispered that Fats was gone because of the fallout between Nipsey and Big U. Others said it was just old 60s politics, resurfacing beef that never died. Whatever the truth, one thing was clear. Nipsey had lost more than a friend. He lost his protector, his soldier, his brother.
Definitely R.I.P. Fatso. You know, everybody know him as being an all money and crew with Nipsey. Real humble brother. He'd be missed, and I'm pretty sure everybody here from Crenshaw is feeling, you know, his loss, you know, already. So, it's your boy Mason Light 333. We are on Fairfax and Slauson, where Fats, better known as Fatso, is being laid to rest right behind me. Well-known church. Actually, Crazy Tunes was just laid to rest. West Coast pioneer. Dub C brother died, you know, sometime a few months ago. And at this very location, it seems like, you know, we're back here putting to rest one of the West Coast younger pioneers of the rap game, you know, all money and crew, Fatso. So definitely gone and never forgotten for this person or this gentleman who was shot and killed there on 59th and West Boulevard. You know, some conflicting issues in the story, but apparently he was in front of you know, a location and some cars, or one or two or more cars came by, shooting multiple bullets, striking him, in which he died there at the scene there on 59th and West Boulevard. Real intense scene. You know, until this day, there's no one found actually for that homicide itself. So then initially after that, there was a few more dispensary shootings, one on 43rd and Crenshaw, and 48th and Crenshaw. So not knowing if those two were related, but definitely something for the community to be aware of when they're getting, you know, their marijuana at these locations, to be careful. You know, it's okay to have your medical card, do it the right way, but apparently not only people are targeting, but police are targeting these locations. I guess it got a lot to do with paperwork and so on and so forth, but however,
the divide between Nipsey and Big U never went away. In fact, it only grew louder after Fats passed. Whack 100 poured gasoline on the fire. On Clubhouse and in interviews, he would drop insinuations. Not saying Big U did it, but hinting, planting seeds. At the same time, Nipsey's brother Black Sam was dropping subliminal shots in interviews, sending coded messages about where he stood. It became an open secret. There were two camps now. Nipsey's camp and Big U's camp. And Fats' name was caught right in the middle.
Nah, man, listen, Nip didn't never go against the gang, boy. Don't believe that. Nip was always 100, man. Nip was my loved one, and like a son. You know what I mean? That's a fact. And when Nip left this earth, we was coon by coon, fire on fire. We was together. So don't let nobody else tell you no different. Because if it was anything other different than that, I'd be gone. Believe that. It was 100. He had a letter from the president. I'm gonna tell you what. You know what I mean? Best selling tool that anybody got is hate and jealousy. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it 100. Places at one time. They say, y'all, you know what's another new one too? I got into it with Fats. Let me give y'all the information on that. I ain't never got into it with Fats. Fats is my little homeboy. Ever in my life, me and Fats ever got into it with nobody. Never, ever, ever, ever. So, you gotta figure that one out anyway. So, all that shit is telling you.
Element, I know you lost your partner, Fats. Like,
Yeah.
how you dealing with that situation?
Man, you know, that caught me off guard completely. I ain't expect that at all. And the timing was crazy. You know what I'm saying? We've been sitting on everything. We've been just holding our punches just to do it all at once. And you know what I'm saying? We've been all anticipating the moment that we get to enjoy. And it's a little fucked up. It's really fucked up that my partner and my homeboy, you know what I'm saying, ain't on this side of the dimension to experience it with us and you know, benefit from it. And you know, from like I don't want to go too deep into it. You know what I'm saying? That shit, I get emotional.
No, I feel you. Respect. Respect. No.
You know what I'm saying? But like his kids to be proud of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, real shit.
Yeah.
No, but you already got the victory lap release party.
Less than 2 years after Fats passed, tragedy struck again. On March 31st, 2019, Nipsey Hussle himself was taken out outside the Marathon clothing store.
And show you just how large this crowd is. It is getting bigger and bigger as the day goes on. People are walking up across Crenshaw, bringing flowers, balloons, anything they have to pay tribute to this man who, in many, many ways, was an icon in this community.
This was not a chance encounter. We don't think that this was a sudden engagement. The individual, we are pursuing a number of investigative leads. We're looking at video evidence. We're looking to identify a vehicle.
But no suspect in custody. When I asked LAPD Chief Michael Moore, was this a gang-related shooting, he didn't give a yes or no answer.
I think the person who's responsible for this, people involved in this, they know who they are and they're watching this right now. And I'd ask them to surrender and turn themselves in.
You think the shooter knew him?
I believe so, yes.
Chief, why would he be a target, though? Any idea?
Our investigation will determine that. Whether this was, what drove this senseless act.
Directly above the ever-growing memorial where Nipsey Hussle was are 3 security cameras pointing directly at the scene. Is that captured on video?
No more, nothing is out. Thank you, guys.
And then he walked away. He wouldn't say yes or no if the 2 other men shot who were next to Hussle were his bodyguards, only that their wounds are not life-threatening. And he did say that the suspect left the scene in a car. This is a freeze frame of security camera video obtained by TMZ, which shows at least 2 people running from the scene. The chief wouldn't say if there were 2 suspects at large.
What makes this especially tragic is last year it was the lowest number of homicides we've ever seen in South Los Angeles and the safest year that we've ever seen in the South Bureau.
The mayor voicing his concern this morning over the alarming number of shootings and murders in Los Angeles this past week alone. 26 people were shot, 10 were killed, including Hussle, in the last 7 days.
We're trying to understand the underlying motives and some to try to make sense of it. I don't know that we'll make sense of it.
My brother was in prison. I was in jail less than 90 days. I was on a probation violation.
In this interview with our Pat Harvey, the 33-year-old Grammy-nominated rapper made no secret that he was in a street gang as a teenager.
Y'all want to be in my documentary, cuz?
I mean, you know it's on you.
In this 2014 YouTube video, he went back to the very same area that he used to roam as a gang member, Crenshaw and Slauson to be specific, a block that he recently bought and was turning his life around and the life of many others. And then came Sunday. And now the question, who did it and why? Again, a look view from the drone above this crowd at the corner of Crenshaw and Slauson. They have shut down this intersection, so if you have any business other than wanting to come over here and pay your respects, I suggest you stay away from the area. They are not letting cars anywhere near here. It is a long, long walk. There's a very strong police presence. Back now on the ground. Now, it's so ironic that Hussle was supposed to meet today with the chief and the president of the police commission, Mr. Steve Soboroff. That meeting was scheduled for 4 o'clock in the chief's office. The subject was how to curtail gang activity in South Los Angeles. Hussle wanted to do some good. That meeting was postponed because his family members want to attend, so that was put off for a couple of weeks. Again, tomorrow morning, the chief is supposed to address many issues. They are actively looking for whoever may have done this. Maybe he'll have an announcement, maybe not. But at 8:30, we should know more about where this investigation stands. Reporting now live from the Hyde Park area of Los Angeles.
Eric Holder was arrested, tried, and convicted. The courts called it a personal dispute. But in the streets, the theories multiplied. Some said Holder acted on his own. Others claimed he was carrying out orders. And once again, whispers tied the incident back to old politics, to the same divide that many believed had cost Fats his life in 2017. For the community, it was devastating. First Fats, then Nipsey. 2 soldiers gone. 2 deaths that felt connected, whether or not the evidence proved it.
R.I.P. Fats on 6-0. Don't tell nobody about around and tell. On 6-0, don't tell Cowboy about the Fats because he'll around and tell.
I work for Nipsey. Nipsey was my friend. He was like a son. He was like a dad. Our community right now, we lost everything. Everything we worked for, one person took that person out of our community. Thousands of jobs we don't have no more. Homies don't have nothing to do. They backsliding. They robbing people now. We had stuff to do. Now they don't have nothing to do. All our stores are closed down. We were relying on jobs. The whole community relied on them and the team that we had down there. Now the team is not down there. Nip is not down there. The whole community is affected. All of our stores are closed. We have nowhere to go. We can't go to Ralph's to get no food. The only thing that we have is that shopping center. That shopping center is closed down now. Tourists are coming by there, can't even take pictures no more. Everything we built got tore down. One man's mistake, one man's action messed up a whole community. Our whole community is suffering to this day. These kids don't have nowhere to go. They have nothing to do. They have nothing to look up to no more. And the world still wants to know why. That we want to know why would somebody do that to a person that was leading the whole community? Why? We want to know why. That's all we want to know is why. What would possess a person to take a person out of our community that was so powerful? So many people depended on that person. Nobody depended on this other person. Everybody depended on this one person in our community. And they want mercy on this guy. Where was the mercy when he was kicking Nipsey on the ground? Where was that mercy at? Where was that mercy at? You want some mercy? You want somebody to show you some love? You ain't even looked at nobody. You ain't even look at the jury and show no respect, no remorse.
Sir.
To say, my bad, I messed up. You know, sir, I got you. I'm trying to do it the right way.
Thank you, sir.
All right. But there's been no remorse from the individual that's on trial. So I'm asking you, Judge, it really, you know, the time, I don't care what you give this guy. It ain't about the time. I need to know why. I wish I could get that. You know, his fate is sealed. He took a man's life, his life is getting taken. Simple as that. You know, it goes against the body. So his life has been forfeited. So he has to deal with God, you know. Like I said, I just would like to know why. Why would you take such a person out of our community like that? So, Judge, I know you're going to do the right thing.
So today, Stephen Fats Donelson is remembered not just as a victim, but as a symbol of loyalty. He wasn't chasing fame. He wasn't chasing clout. He stood beside Nipsey when it mattered most. He co-founded All Money In. He protected the grind. He lived and died a soldier. Nipsey immortalized him in shoutouts, in songs, in interviews. The hood still speaks his name. To those who knew him, Fats wasn't just a friend, he was family. And maybe that's why his story still sparks so many questions. Because when you lose someone that important, it doesn't just feel like one man is gone. It feels like a piece of the foundation has been ripped away. For Nipsey, that scar never healed. For the streets of LA, Fats' name lives on as a reminder of how dangerous loyalty can be. And for those who watched the rise of All Money In, his legacy is forever tied to the marathon. Because in the end, Fats was proof of the code Nipsey always lived by. All money in, no money out, loyalty over everything.
Everybody here is family, man. Been with us since day one. Krusty, that was my celly in Lancaster, man. Me and him was porters, man. Lancaster building 2.
Yeah. You know what we went through, you know?
We got the old footage, man. Shit gonna be on there, man. Y'all gonna see Fats with big t-shirts, you know? This shit didn't change, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We growing.
Yeah.
Still going, man. It's a marathon, man, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These two right here, man, good brothers. Nip, you know, foundation.
Yeah.
This where it's at, man. This where we at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?